So my name is Vanessa Barker. I graduated from the University of Maryland in 2020, and I got two degrees. I got a degree in biological sciences with a specialization in physiology and neurobiology and film studies. My interest started at a young age, but my first dabble in it was starting a club at UMD, and that experience was really eye-opening, and I wanted to do a little bit more of it. And so when the opportunity came, I got involved with the Do Good Institute by starting Pawsible. Pawsible is an organization that is supporting volunteer puppy raisers raising future assistance dogs. And I was also a puppy raiser at the time, raising through Terps Raising Pups. And me and my co-founder were in the leadership and noticed that we had a student on campus who was struggling to afford dog food. And so from there, we were really interested in not only helping, but seeing if this was a chronic issue. And we realized that a lot more people needed help than that were advocating for themselves. And so Possible was created not only to support that one individual, but support further individuals. And through that experience, we realized that this is a much bigger issue that was far beyond the reach of University of Maryland. And from there, Possible kind of grew pretty naturally into a national organization. Possible hit a really big growth point at the very beginning of the pandemic. This was largely because this is when we were ready, but also there was a large increase in need with the volunteers that we're working with. And so a lot of my work with Possible is not just helping our growth and facilitating it, but also making sure that we as an organization are continuing to be socially focused and have really deep intrinsic values around our mission that are focused on the volunteers that are raising these future assistance dogs and also the impact they're having on the broader assistance dog community. And so we support the volunteers that are raising, which we commonly call puppy raisers, and they're working or volunteering for parent assistance dog organizations. And those are the organizations that are providing assistance dogs to those with disabilities. And so we're just part of the process of facilitating the raising of those dogs. And we really want to support the volunteers, but also the others involved in the industry. There's owner trainers and also other volunteers for the assistance dog organizations that we don't directly support with our financially tied programs. But a lot of our community efforts are really focused on supporting them, facilitating their communication and connection, and also betterment in the community. Assistance dogs is it's growing very fast as an industry, especially volunteer puppy raisers. There's been a huge growth in the number of volunteers that are working, and also in the size of the organizations that they're volunteering for. And we really want to continue that growth, but also with really deep values of promoting diversity, but also inclusion and equity, because there are inequitable methods that are currently being used to provide these assistance dogs, and also to volunteer for the organizations themselves. Honestly, how okay it is to fail. I think failure is not talked about enough, especially in academic settings. And I kind of had to go through the unlearning process and learn how good it actually is to fail, and how failure is only a point of growth if you use it as such. And so I've really pivoted kind of my mindset around failure and using every point in which maybe wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be as just a point of growth, a point of learning, and also learning how to teach others that value. I've really enjoyed, and so I really wish I knew it before, but learning it the hard way, I think, has given me a great opportunity to kind of expand the knowledge to others. UMD has actually been extremely crucial in kind of making this transition into a career entrepreneur. I've really enjoyed working with UMD in different capacities. I started first as founding a club. I was doing two different majors in completely different fields, and that gave me a lot of insight into different industries, different career paths, and also differently minded people, different values. STEM has different values than entrepreneurship or even humanities, and kind of being able to see all of that at once was an amazing experience. Do Good Institute specifically really helped me kind of see entrepreneurship as a career path for me, largely because the entrepreneurship that I was first introduced to is not what I would say the kind that I like. I really like the socially valued types of entrepreneurship, especially social innovation and really looking at problem solving as a method to do better and help others. And so I really gravitated toward the idea of helping others, and social entrepreneurship was just really the best way for me to be able to do that with my skill set and my interests. think my advice would be start with the problem at hand. So look in your community, look at the areas in which you have an influence, that you have knowledge in, and kind of see how you can help. And your entrepreneurial journey doesn't have to start with a big venture. It doesn't have to start with a big idea. Often it can just start with helping your next door neighbor and maybe seeing how you can help the next door neighbor past that. And so my journey with Pawsible has been really amazing because we started with just one individual who needed help. And from there, it kind of took on an entity of its own. But it also doesn't have to do that. You can just start first with helping people.